Hi guys, welcome to this special video. This is a Flosstube collaboration video about designer spotlight. This is the number 2 in the series. My name is Ingeborg and this channel name is A Stitch Too Far. So this is not a normal Flosstube update of what I have been stitching on, but it is a collaboration with several other video makers on Flosstube, and it is an initiative of Shirl McKInney. I just want to say thank you to Shirl for thinking of me to participate in this series. There's a number of other Flosstubers who will also be giving out videos on the same date with the same subject, and I will try and link them below. We are all going to share 3 of our favorite designers, and what I will try and do is put out all the names and the links to the videos in the description box so that you can click on them and find the next one in line, and then it's easy for you to find them all. I am filming this ahead of time because at the moment this video will be released, I will be on my holiday. So I hope that I will receive the information of all the participants in time so I can link them all. If not, then please use a search on YouTube for the same title as this video title. You should be able to find all the other videos as well. Anything else I wanted to say? Oh yeah. Just so you know, normally I don't have show notes, I just ramble on, but in this case I thought I would try and have some notes so that I can make sure that I don't forget to mention anything in particular. So that's why I'm looking away once in a while just to check on what I'm supposed to be talking about. Before we move on to me talking about my three of my favorite designers, I would just like to say that if you have stumbled upon this video because you are watching all the other collaboration videos, then I'd like to say welcome. I hope you enjoy this video, and if you do, please leave a comment so I can interact with you. So what I'm going to do in this video is share 3 of my favorite designers with you, and it was difficult to narrow it down to just 3. If you've been watching me for a long time, you should not be surprised by the 3 that I picked. I tried to pick designers that I don't see other people stitch a lot, or maybe are less well known outside of Europe. So yeah. Let's get started. So the 3 designers I picked for this video are Graeme Ross from Ross Originals, Tracy Horner from Ink Circles, and Renato Parolin from Renato Parolin. So we're going to kick off with Graeme Ross. I hope I'm pronouncing his name correctly. He is the designer behind Ross Originals. It's an Australian design company. He was originally not at all into cross stitch. He was a window dresser who became an English professor in Papua New Guinea of all places, and that's where he discovered needlework, and he started off making and designing other surface embroidery types like freehand embroidery, but he found cross stitch and he fell in love. And one of my favorite quotes that he has on his website is, "Do one piece of cross stitch and you're hooked for life," and I guess he was as well. He's sadly passed away already in 2009, but his design catalog is still online on his website, which I will link below. And there you can see an overview of all the things he designed. He has a very varied range of designs, mostly lifelike wildlife pictures of animals and flora. He does vehicles like trains and automobiles and airplanes. He has military on horseback. He has some more landscape and typical Australian designs. And he also did a series of Muka ladies, the Czech artist that he has turned into cross stitch pieces. I would definitely recommend to have a look at his work. His work is beautiful. The only downside that I could think of is that because he's a relatively older designer, most of his charts will be hand drawn, which might make it difficult to read, but the ones I have worked with are just fine. I had no problem reading them at all. I have a few of his charts, and I have stitched one which is quite infamous by now, I think. I have this Aboriginal art chart, which has come to be known as Ingeborg's husband, which is a running joke that is hard to explain, but let's just say it got out of hand. And I decided that I would like to share as well the finished piece, so that you can see how beautiful it is to stitched up. I haven't shown this in quite a while, but here's my husband. And yeah, it's really beautiful to stitch. This piece actually has a few specialty stitches, namely the long stitches, but it shouldn't be hard to do. And most of his work is just mainly cross stitch. Some other designs I have of him are Egyptian inspired designs of this is Nefertari and Tutankhamun, and this one is Anubis and Ra-Harakte. So I think his designs are out of print, but if you go to the website that I link below, there will be a list of retailers and distributors of his patterns. I find that there is a distributor in the Netherlands that supplies to all the big needlework stores here, so I suspect there will be others in other countries as well. If not, I have found that if you have a specific pattern that you're looking for, it's often useful to get in touch with an Australian stitch shop. Most of them offer great service via email, and they can tell you if they have it, and usually they ship pretty fast and it's quite inexpensive, so definitely worth to check that out. I think that's all I wanted to mention about this designer, so let's move on to the lady in the trio, which is Tracy Horner. And I have stitched a lot of her stuff already. She's a pretty well-known design company, I think, Ink Circles. But still, I'd like to see more people work on her stuff, so that's why I added her to my mix. Tracy is a cross-stitch designer, but she also does pen and ink art, and they sort of have merged together. A lot of her art is based on mandalas and geometric patterns and Celtic knots, and they have merged into her design work for cross stitch as well. So a lot of her earlier stuff especially is more Celtic knots and mandala style. But I like her because she also has a quirky sense of humor, and she has some more different cultural designs that are in her catalog, and that's actually what attracted me to her mostly. Let's see. So I have a lot of her patterns in my stash as well as finished. So I went through my stash and tried to find them. So these are the ones. Oh, some of them, some of the patterns I gave away when I finished them. So the ones I still have is this one, which is Cirque de Carreau. And my finished piece looks like this. Whoop. And I absolutely love it. Her, especially these types of designs of her, really lend themselves well for monochromatic stitching, which makes it very satisfying, for me at least. And then we have Tapestry, which was a stitch along, I think last year, not sure, I think so. And this is my finish of this piece. She also has a really good eye for color, and this is her mandala style pattern that she does a lot of. And then I have Mother Maya, which is more in the style of cultural motifs from different cultures. And this is my end result. I don't have the pattern anymore. But yeah, I love this. So I still have a lot in my stash, and I'm working on a few at the moment, which I did not pick out of my selection. I should have brought them, but yeah, just a range of other styles that she has. This is in the series of Circus. This is Cirque des Cercles. A few of her newer ones are this one, which is based on the ancient Greek coin of Athens. And this one is a very new one. I think she released this year or last year. I think this year. And then we have a few more quirky ones. This is a sampler style, but this is an alien sampler. So an alien schoolgirl sampler. And then we have Dragons of Sumatra. She has a series of Sumatra out now, which is based on ancient Indonesian stitching. And yeah, just to show you a bit of a selection. Then I have another interesting fact about her is that she grew up, her mother had a needlework store and a yarn store. Well, needlework and yarn store, I should say, and she did some designing as well, and she has them for sale through the Ink Circle site, which again I will link below. But it's called Norse Needlework is her design name, and this is one of her designs that I managed to have gifted to me. Love that too. So if you go to her site, you will also find some more Scandinavian inspired designs on it as well. Ink Circles is available widely throughout the main distributors and main shops and online stores, but she also has her own website, which I will definitely link below for you. And then we can move on to the last designer of the trio, which is Renato Parolin. I picked him because I figured he might not be that well known outside of Europe. He's an Italian designer. He works mainly in more traditional style patterns with the influence of nature. He has a lot of doves and squirrels and flowers and hearts in his designs. Many of his designs are monochromatic, and they have a feel, a very European feel, Italian Swiss style. But I think he's mainly known outside of Europe for his Christmas tree series. That appeals to a lot of people, and the first thing I ever stitched of his was a Christmas tree. I don't have the pattern anymore, but I do have the results. Oh, which is this tree, which I made into a hanging for Christmas. And yeah, he uses DMC colors only, and but usually like 4 to 8 colors in his designs, or monochromatic. Another piece I have finished of his is a little giveaway freebie of flowers. Again, is a lot of floral patterns in his design, and usually just a few colors. And I have a lot that I have still in my stash to stitch, which I'm going to share with you. So he does a lot of smalls that are nature inspired. So this is another one that I finished, but I don't have the finish anymore because it was a present, but I'm planning to stitch it for myself. This is a different one in the series with, it's hard to see, but it's the grapes. And then we have little flower designs. And then the bigger pieces, you can also, there's a variety of things that you could also stitch in separate smalls, like this this design. Again, it's very floral based, and he's very known for his trees, so this is an example. This is a different set of florals. It's hard to see on the pictures, I think, but yeah. And Christmassy inspired. He has a website where he also has a blog, but it's in Italian. I will link that website because there are some freebies on it, and I don't want to withhold those for you. You might be inspired to find more. I will also link his Etsy store. He has an Etsy store where you can purchase designs. I don't think you can buy digital copies, but you can definitely get paper copies. And I suggest, if you want to find more of his work, try searching for it and asking your needlework stores for it, because I am not sure that he has a distributor outside of Europe, but he might have. You never know. Yeah, these are the three that I picked that are cross-stitch designers, but I talked to Shirl about the option of including designers who do different types of needlework, because I tend to vary my stitching and include pieces that have specialty stitcher or hard-hanger or canvas work. So we decided that I would throw in a little extra for you and share with you a designer that does not design cross-stitch but does design canvas work. And that the one I picked is very well known in the canvas work world, but probably not as well known outside of it, and that is Laura J. Perin Designs. She has a gorgeous website with tons of stuff to buy. She also does online courses where she makes videos and talks you through stitching a piece. It's definitely a lot easier to do than a lot of people think. I find that stitchers tend to get scared of doing different kinds of stitching, but you know, if you can make a cross, you can also make a long stitch or a road stitch, as long as you follow the pattern. And usually there are very good stitch guides that tell you just, you know, where to put your needle into the fabric, where to take it out of the fabric, and if you just follow those steps, you should be able to work it out. But the thing is, with canvas work, especially in Europe, well, at least in the Netherlands, I can't find the materials very easily. You need a special type of ground cloth, canvas, and I have not found many sellers of that in the Netherlands. I have found a few in Europe, but one of them just went bankrupt, so yay. And stretcher bars are another item that are hard to come by over here, but it's still very popular in the United States. So if you are over there, you should be able to find a needlework store or a needlepoint store that should be able to set you up with the basics. And they also tend to use specialty threads is thicker threads than DMC floss. So, for example, pearl cottons or Krynic braids or Perin, the thicker, I think that's watercolors, wildflowers, just the thicker than regular DMC floss. Yeah, Laura J. Perin, I have a few of her designs kitted up or ready to go, but the one that I started and finished this year is the Spring Bouquet Sampler. What I like about her is that she has a series, so she has like a garden series, and she has like an American series, and she has a quilt series. So you can find a style that you like, and she will have a few patterns on offer for it. Yeah, this is the pattern, well, the mock-up picture, and I have somewhere in my couch my finish, which is this. I still need to frame it, but yeah, as you can see, not that different from the original mock-up, and I basically just followed her guidelines of where to put my needle in and take it out of the fabric again. It's, as I said, this is the special canvas. It's stiffer than a linen. It's like a low fabric count linen with big holes, but it's stiffer. That's the only way I can describe it. If you search for mono canvas, you should be able to find suppliers. Laura has a website where she sells her patterns, as well as you can subscribe to her courses there. But she also has a link to her her blog there, I think. It's the Two-Handed Stitcher. I will also link that one below. And it shows you photos of her work, as well as just the things she's designing and working on. Yeah, so a few other things of hers that I have in my stash is this piece. As you can see, it has a quilt style to it. This is all kitted up, so you can see this is all pearl cottons and braid and other things. And these I have not kitted up yet, but I love this. Well, I don't love the yellow, but I will. It's easy to change out colors for this as well. And this, I love this one. So that's all I have to offer you. As I said in the beginning, this is a collaboration video, so not my standard Flosstube video. I'd love to hear from you in the comments if you were inspired by any of the designs that I showed you, or if you have worked on any of their designs before. If you have any questions, also don't hesitate to ask them, but it might be a while before I can get to you because, as I said, I'm on my holidays right now. Again, I will try and link all the videos of the other participants of this collaboration in the description box, so you should be able to find the next person in line and go watch their videos. And I just want to say thank you for watching, and I hope you had a good time, and I would love to see you again some other day for a regular Flosstube video. Bye guys!